The engine configuration outlines the basic operating principles used to classify internal combustion engines. Most engines that exist work using small controlled explosions to power a vehicle. In other words, the engine configuration describes the fundamental operating principles by which internal combustion engines are categorized. Four-cylinder engines are usually arranged in inline or boxer configurations, with cylinders placed side by side or opposite each other. V-shaped configurations are also used in other engine types, with cylinders arranged in two rows. The number of cylinders a car engine possesses is used to determine the power, efficiency, and performance of the vehicle. Also, an engine's fuel efficiency, sound, and power output vary due to cylinder configuration and engine layout. However, because of high-tech fuel injection systems and other efficient engine components today, even smaller engines give higher outputs matching larger engines. Now let's go deep to explain the various engine configuration, their examples and types. What is engine configuration? The engine configuration describes the fundamental operating principles by which internal combustion engines are categorized. Engines built over 120 years ago still serve as the basis for most contemporary models. This means the way engines work, pistons, compression, and an ignition source remains fundamentally the same and is not ready to change. The first internal combustion engines produced used a single cylinder. However, manufacturers uses three methods to add cylinders and power to their engines. These methods include V-shaped, vertical inline, and horizontal inline. A quick reminder for you, subscribe and share this video. Types of engine configuration. V-shaped engines. In this type of engine configuration, the pistons cross each other, forming a V shape inside the engine block. The reason for this configuration is to make the engine smaller, as freeing up space in a car will lower the weight of the vehicle and make its performance better. For instance, a V6 with 6 pistons is about half the length of its 6-cylinder inline counterpart. The disadvantage of this type of engine configuration is the high cost to produce it, as it requires more hardware than inline engines. This is because the pistons run in opposing chambers, and instead of one camshaft, you'll need two. Also, vibration could occur in V-shape engines as the pistons move side to side and alternate the engine's center of gravity. Because of this, it's less stable than its inline counterpart. V2, commonly called V-twin, V3, V4, V5, VR5, V6, VR6, V8, V10, V12, V14, V16, V8 are available. V6 and V8 are the most common types of V engines. They are the most stable of the two because the firing times are closer together. Additionally, VR5 and VR6 engines are very compact and light, having a narrow V angle which allows a single cylinder block and cylinder head. Some manufacturers make V10 and V12 models, which are usually reserved for high-end or sports vehicles because of their greater cost, size, and road power restrictions. Inline engines. In this type of engine configuration, the pistons are positioned in a line of either vertically or horizontally. It is also known as straight engines, as they have all their cylinders aligned in one row along the crankshaft with no offset. In a vertical inline engine, the crankshaft is designed at the bottom of the engine where it pushes and pulls the pistons up and down. This is the most common configuration in automobile today because they are very stable and offer smoother ride than that of V-shape engines. Vertical inline engines can be mounted in two different configurations, which include north-south, usually found in rear-wheel drive vehicles, and east-west, found in front-wheel drive vehicles. When inline engines are mounted at an angle, it is referred to as slant engine. However, the inline engine are generally mounted in the direction that the power will be distributed. This will make the parts fewer and lower the likelihood of breakdowns. Furthermore, these types of engine configurations have 4 cylinders, allowing for better stability and noise reduction. However, inline 6 engines are available, but V6 supersede them, which makes it a best choice for manufacturers. Horizontal inline engines, flat or boxer. These types of engines configuration is also known as flat or boxer engines. They have their cylinders arranged in 2 banks on both sides of a single crankshaft. These engines are more of a mix between inline and V engine. Their piston are laid flat and moves sideways into the opposing chambers. Also, the crankshaft is incorporated at the center as the piston moves out horizontally away from it. The advantage of this engine configuration is the lower stress on the moving parts, which reduces wear and their stability. However, the limitation is that the engine is much wider and limits the design of the car. These engines are not common. The main manufacturers Subaru and Porsche still produce them. Types of flat engines include Flat 2, commonly called Flat Twin, Flat 4, flat 6, flat 8, flat 10, flat 12, flat 16. For engines. In these types of engine configuration, 3 or 4 cylinder bank use the same crankshaft, having the shape of letter W when viewed from the front. They are also called broad arrow when the engine has 3 cylinder banks. This is because the shape look alike with the British government broad arrow property mark. W engines are less common than V engines. When compared with a V engine, a W engine is typically shorter and wider. Types of W engines include W8, W12, W16. That is all for this video, where I explained engine configuration examples and types. I hope it was helpful. If so, kindly share, like and subscribe.